So after watching some Nano vlogs, I realized that I've been mispronouncing NaNoWriMo for over a decade, so that's cool. My name's Jessica. I'm 31 years old. I live in Eastern Massachusetts. I'm married. I live with my husband and our cat River, named after River Song from Doctor Who, not River Tam from Firefly. I've been doing Nano for 11 years now, right? This is my 11th year. On the boards, if you go on the forums, it says 2003, but I definitely did Nano for a year before I realized that the forums existed. The novel I'm working on now is called, well, first of all, full disclosure, I'm Nano rebelling this year, so I'm actually working on a collection of short stories. The overarching collection is called The Limit of Our Sight, and so far I am at, I came really ill prepared to this, 8,866 words. So I'm actually over the word count that I need to be at as I'm filming this, but I'm probably going to try to build a nice padding because I still have to catch up on Sleepy Hollow. Supernatural's on tonight, and this weekend Thor 2 comes out, so I want to get ahead. 10 words exactly to explain my novel that isn't really a novel. Short stories about the theme of death and short stories focused on the themes of death and loss. That was a surprisingly joyful reaction for what I was saying. Okay, this is hard because this is hard because I'm a cheater. This is hard because I'm not writing a unified novel. So I've completed one story and I'm on my second, and so I'm on my second main character, so I'm just going to answer based on the character I'm writing right now. And completely without context, I'm going to ask my main character, why did you leave your brother alone with your mom at the end of the story? I haven't even got there yet, but bad things are going to happen. Just trust me on that. This is from the Dean Winchester Fall Collection. Yeah, so partly I picked this because it's really cold in my apartment, but also it's appropriate. The main character that I'm writing about now, the one that shouldn't have left her brother alone with her mom, her name is Charlotte. She spent most of her life being emotionally abused by her mom, and she maybe subconsciously dresses to sort of hide. So giant flannel shirts, shapeless, kind of swimming in it. It's appropriate. I'm going to take that and run with it. First story I ever remember writing, I actually have somewhere. Thank you, Mom, for never throwing anything out. This is Silverwind's, I can't see the cameras, so I have no idea. This is Silverwind's Adventure, written when I was 7 years old, in grade 2, and apparently living in an apartment too. That was relevant information for some reason. It was written, and it's dedicated to my aunt, by the way. It was written and illustrated by me. Once upon a time, there lived a good girl named Silverwind. She was very rich. She shared her money with everyone. And it's so fantastic. Spoiler alert, since I can't read you the whole story, she gets attacked by a bear, but then she gives the bear money. She shares her money with him, and so the bear leaves her alone. The saddest thing is, still more of a coherent plot line than any of my writing ever since. I don't know that this is my favorite line, but I just felt like it was a paragraph that said a lot about the characters and the characters' family, and I don't know, I don't know that this is my favorite paragraph, but I just feel like it hung together pretty well, considering I wrote it during a sprint. Scott seemed to neither mind nor notice that the rest of the family was always a little distant. Not cold exactly, but distant. He never seemed to care that outside Sophie and her immediate family, the rest of their brood always seemed to pull out of hugs a little sooner, smile a little tighter, stand a little further back during conversations. As Sophie rejoined her siblings in their seats in the reposing room, Scott was at the casket, knelt in front of their aunt. Sophie kept her focus steadily on Scott, not allowing her eyes to wander further, to look at the body that was no longer her Aunt Sandra. Scott's wife, Davina, knelt beside him, her head turned almost imperceptibly towards her husband. Sophie was certain her eyes were fixated on Scott's hands, folded in prayer. She was certain that, like herself, anything was preferable than looking at what was in front of her. It's morbid, but everything I write is morbid. This is kind of a cop-out because it's not something I came up with. It's actually been kind of running gag between me and my husband, who's also doing Nano this year. And it's not a line I came up with anyway. But I would like other people to somehow, regardless of whether you have a character with the name, work the word Screw Flanders into your Nano novel somewhere. That's it. Hopefully this wasn't awful for everyone involved. I had fun making it, but then again, I'm narcissistic and home alone on a Tuesday night. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's Nano vlogs.